Hi Stampers, this is Lynn Starzel, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to be doing this card, and it uses the Layers of Beauty bundle, and that includes a stamp set and dies and masks, and there's a set of 5. Okay, let's get started. And we're going to first stamp and mask. So, set things out of the way here. This is a big stamp, so you'll need the big block. I'm going to use Memento Black. Ink it up, and I have stamped it different ways where I leave it face up and then put the cardstock on top, and maybe we will do that this time. And you just rub. Sometimes it's hard to get a good image when you have such a big stamp. Okay, I'll set this aside. I should tell you that the Layers of Beauty bundle is on page 57 of the annual catalog, and so it has these 5 masks and the dies and the stamp set, and it is beautiful. Okay, now I'll show you how you use them. So we're going to have to attach our cardstock. Because you want it to be stationary. And then the masks are numbered. So we'll start with number 1. And so you're going to line that up. And you can kind of just see when it all falls into place. And the number 1 was right here by the notch. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then we have a pen. Where did it go? Here it is. And so you're going to use that to mark that notch. And then I also do, make sure this stays where it's supposed to, I do the corners. Looks like we're going to get a glare here. And then I use the blending brush. And I'm going to use Smoky Slate. And the first layer is going to be a soft touch for the Smoky Slate, because we're going to be using that also for the second mask. It's just very subtle. pull that up, but you leave your cardstock down. Then we go on to number 2. And see the 2? And then line it up with our corner marks, tick marks, or whatever you want to call them, and our notch. Now we're going to do a heavier hand. Wish that there wasn't a glare there. I've made several cards with this. I don't have them all here with me to show, but I'll show you some at the end of the video, because I've actually mailed them out. Then we'll shut the ink pad up. And then when I'm done with this, I'm laying it on a piece of paper. You can do paper towels or whatever. I had at one time stacked them all together before I did the next card, but then you have the ink transfers to the next one, so I keep them separated. Now we'll go to number 3. Line it up. Got old washi tape, and I have it in a tape dispenser. One of my downline has lots of them, so she gave me that tip. Now we're going to use basic gray. And I'm using the same blending brush for all 3 layers. But you could use, you know, more than that. I just, when I'm done with my card, I just rub it on the grid paper so that it disappears. I wasn't a fan of these masks at first, but I love how it just makes you feel like an artist. Okay, let's pull that off. And then you die cut that. And you end up with this. Okay, let's work on the rest of the card. So I'm going to use the Birch 3D embossing folder. And this was in the holiday mini catalog, but it is still available. I just checked. It does say low inventory. So if you want it, you might want to grab it. And I've already embossed that. When you do emboss it, the sandwich is your platform, and then 3D embossing folders, it's got 1 and 4. So this is 1 and this is 4, and you'd have the embossing folder in between. Okay, we're going to add that to our white. And I don't know which is the correct way, or if it matters, what you have the embossing as. And this is 3 3/4 by 5 on a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of black. And then we're going to add let's see, to a white card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 5 1/4. And you could use this card for sympathy or thinking of you. Okay. And I've already got lots of dimensionals behind this. And so that will go on here. And you just want to make sure that if there's any overhang, you may have to trim it. And I'll flip all these off. I could do it like this. Change is difficult for me. I kind of like to send these flying. Let's see what I have left to do here. Got one left here. Isn't that pretty? And I did forget the Wink of Stella, but I add Wink of Stella to the darker shades here. I don't know if you can see that on here. That'll be all right. And then I stamped God Bless, and this die is in this bundle too. And we'll pop that up also. And then I had some pearls, which I don't know where I put them. Right here. And these are the iridescent pearls, basic jewels. I'll just add one over the hole. Okay, after I put the Wink of Stella on there, then this card is done. And here's a few others that I've done. This uses the Bright and Beautiful DSP, and then I stamped the leaves right on the Designer Series paper. I did the whole flower, and then I just cut it apart. And this one I used 3 different shades of blue, and I can't remember for sure what, probably Balmy Blue and Azure Afternoon and Blueberry Bushel maybe. It's been a long time since I made that. This is my favorite, and this one uses the Bright and Beautiful paper also. And I love that this stamp set has the happy anniversary. Seems like I need that card a lot. I will have the supply list for this card on my blog post when I get the video uploaded. I hope you like these. Happy stamping!